I thought I'd do a video about drugs today, and I really started making these videos again to share my decision to go 100 days without using, and that's well and gone now. I think it's over 4 months. So this is something again that I've never done before as an adult. I've never really lived as an adult without drugs and alcohol, and I think that most of us don't. Most of us start our real socializing, under the influence of alcohol. I'm sure that, the first, I can't even tell you, but a lot of the girls that I was with early on in my life as a teenager and young adult were all met under the influence of alcohol. And I think that it's very, very common. I'm sure that your experiences have been somewhat similar. But really, I'm talking to people who suffer from addiction in this video. And one of the things that really bothered me was I always used to think that I was, pretty independent, pretty strong-willed person. And I really didn't like the framing around drug addiction as weak. I'm sure that if you know anyone who is an addict, and if you've been around drugs for long enough, you will know the certain types of personalities who are involved in that scene, and a lot of them really think they are tough, and it's really a case of they're not. And why the addict isn't tough is because they can't go without something. It's a weakness. It's something that you're too weak to go through the pain of discovering why you use drugs in the first place. You're too afraid to go through the pain, the withdrawal. I've withdrawn off Oxycontin before, and I can tell you it was that painful that I never wanted to do that again, and I haven't. It's another lesson there that pain is a very, very effective teacher. But really, it's like if you see a young child and they have a blankie that they can't let go of, or they use the dummy and they just really can't get over that dummy. I mean, this is very true to an addict, and it's just incredible that there are so many of these tough guys out there who really think they're tough, and yet they need their blankie. Oh, I need my dummy. I need my drugs. I can't do it. It's actually really pathetic. And I can say this because, one, it's true, and two, I've been there myself and know exactly how pathetic I've acted and been and felt. And it's a real weakness, and it's a real illusion, to anyone who's out there who's an addict and they can't function without drugs. You're weak. I don't care how tough you think you are, how tough you talk, how you belittle people that are smaller than you. You intimidate people with how much jail you've done and who you know, and you're pathetic. And you know it. And if you've forgotten, I'm here to remind you. So if you really are tough, if you'd really like to be tough, and being tough is good, but you have to understand what tough is. You have to understand what tough means. And if you can't function without your drugs, you've got a real weakness. It's a real liability for yourself mainly, and for everyone around you. But when I had this explained to me, and when I thought about it like this that really helped me turn off drugs, because I didn't want to be weak. And every time I relapsed, I felt weak. When every time I went on a bender, I knew that someone was getting stronger. You know, whenever I was using drugs, there's always someone who's getting better. There's always someone who's improving. You know, if I was on drugs, I wasn't in the gym. You know, if I was on drugs, I kind of really wasn't around my family, helping them grow, helping them improve, being an example to them. So really, I just want people out there who, you know, if you're a drug addict and you think you're tough, you're not. And I think that this is something that really needs to sink into that scene, is that drug addicts are weak. So don't walk around acting like you're tough and you're all this and you're all that, because you're not. However, you know, you have a brilliant opportunity to be. And I think that this is one of the most incredible things that I have experienced in my decision to stop using drugs, is that I knew that I was the only one who could stop me from using. Anyone out there, it's the same with someone who overeats. You know, no one's stuffing food down your mouth. You are the one who can stop yourself from eating. You are the one who can stop yourself consuming drugs. That means you have the opportunity to be your own hero. Be a hero. Do what you think right now is impossible. And I can tell you, I've done a video, so if you look back, you'll see, is that before I started Big Dog Diner, which was a business that, you know, grossed over $4 million a year, 70 staff, multiple stores, top 6% of companies ever started in the world based on turnover, so grossing over $1 million in its first year and then doubling for a year and a half after that. Before I started that, before it was even conceptualized in my mind, I was the worst form of drug addict you could be. The family had moved out. You know you're bad when your family can't be, right. You know, they've got to get away from you. They've got to save themselves from you. I had a child that was born. You know, I was delayed in getting Casey to the hospital. She ended up having the baby in the car. As soon as the baby was born, I told a lie. You know, said I was going to get something from the car straight to the shop. You know, a real weak, pathetic human being. You know, and that's what drug addicts are. They're weak. And you have the opportunity to be strong. And that's a good aim. Do I want to be weak? Or do I want to be strong? Do I want to be a victim? Or do I want to be a hero? You know, these are kind of decisions that you have to make. And I can tell you that there really is only one decision to make, and that's decide that you're going to be your own hero and be the hero to your children and be the hero to the mother of your children. You know, to all of those people who thought that you were hopeless and pathetic, to all the people who gave up on you. You know, Frank Sinatra said, the best revenge is massive success. I agree with him. You know, the best part about a bad situation, you know, in a situation where everyone's given up on you and everyone thinks you're a lost cause, is that, you know, you have the power to be a hero. And I think that if you were going to be put on the earth, if you're on this earth, you know, I mean, let's face it, we all love going to watch hero movies, don't they? They're all the biggest box office hits. Why do we love to go and watch those movies? Because we love the hero. We love the guy who defeats the odds, who does the impossible. And I can tell you, as a drug addict who's been a severe drug addict is that I never ever thought possible that I was going to stop drugs. Where I am today and what I'm doing today, I never thought was possible. And I'm here to tell you that it is possible. It's your responsibility to be your hero. Why not? There's no other alternative. Oh, yeah, there is. I mean, just think about the alternative. So this message is just a bit of a wake-up call to anyone out there who thinks they're tough as an addict. You're not. However, you have an incredible opportunity to really understand what tough is. And I encourage anyone who is in active addiction to stop using. Stop hanging around with people that use and become your own hero. I think it's the only life worth living.